Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss Pre-Market Report for Tuesday, January 9th, 2018. I'm Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. ES continues to push quietly higher here. Pulled back a little bit early overnight trading and is now pushed to new highs, currently sitting at the highs of the session. We've had a nice trend to begin the new year here, especially from the last trading day of the year. It has now surpassed the 100% target for the year, and so or for the month rather. And again, this shows the strength of the market. The trend is intact, but we are starting to see this thing quietly lose momentum, lose a little bit of pace and tempo here. You see how thin the profile is over here. So again, don't be surprised if we do get a pullback at one point sometime in the next few days. If that pullback occurs, it's probably going to be a big kind of one-day wonder, one big pullback day, followed by perhaps another buy opportunity that leads to new highs. For now, it's quietly pushing up. You got to continue to defend pullbacks. I don't think any day we've seen so far this year has taken out the overnight low. So the overnight lows have not been tested. It's only been higher lows and go, so keep that in mind. Here's a look at the NQ. NQ, very similar. Again, there has not been an overnight low that has been tested this year so far. It's been, run and go. It's been pullbacks have been defended and new highs day over day, higher lows day over day. And right now, again, this looks very similar to the ES, starting to lose a little bit of momentum up here, but still the trend is intact. The strength is intact. 65.50 remains a very big time key level there. Nice LVN. Any pullback toward that zone could still be a great buying opportunity overall for a continuation higher. Here's a look at crude oil. Crude oil got an overnight rally. Actually, it was right after hours, and price popped up big time. Got as high as about 62.56. That was the high. Since then, we've seen price shoot back down, and now that's a pretty clear sign here that this could be the rejection day. We were up here holding for several days. Bears were defending 62s. I mentioned, though, if they don't get paid, you're likely going to see the stops get run. That was the stop run, but now it's back down. You can see nice rejection here. The 50% beyond the high here was hit on the day, and then it dropped right back down. Currently, the current price is below the recent highs here. So that is usually indicative of the initial day of rejection. And again, we got to let this thing continue to play out, because it could be another couple of days here where it holds, and then perhaps we see some sort of pullback. So this is the type of day we were looking for before. It was clear that bears were defending 62s, but again, they weren't really getting paid. Now this right here is a real sign of rejection. Continue to watch 62.20. That's an important level there. Bears want to keep 62.20s offered overall for a shot at keeping this thing below that zone for perhaps a potential return back towards 60. So again, this could be day one of rejection. We'll continue to watch that. Here's a look at GC. GC has stalled up here. It's stalled after the recent push higher. Again, very similar to some of these markets. It's been on a very torrid pace here, but the pace is now stalled. It has gone sideways for the most part over the last 5 or 6 days. We did have one failed new low that got us within two plus points of that 1330. Didn't quite get all the way to that target, and is now holding sideways. So again, this is building a little bit of energy here, and it could begin to show some sort of breakout at some point, but we got to continue to watch it here. On an intraday basis, price is really coiled up again. We're holding below 1317 at the moment. So any push above 1317 could get this thing back toward 1320 on an intraday basis. But again, anytime you're in a range here, you got to be disciplined to fading the edges and patient for the opportunity. So continue to watch this range as it develops, and we'll watch for potential expansion at some point here soon. All right, that's it for now. Let's see how this plays out heading into the rest of the session. Good luck and trade well.